Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at the trailer for, looks like the upcoming Saiyan Saga campaign. I do have a slight cold, but nothing too bad, so we'll get through this. I mean, this was pretty obvious based upon the free-to-play Raditz that we got, right? So I don't think this is going to be a surprise to most people that we are getting a Saiyan Saga celebration here. I'm not going to be able to play the volume for the video just because I think they are playing Chala Head Chala, so I'll have it muted, but we'll go through here and see what they show us. Oh, is this like a down or a like a user celebration? 100 million users, is that what this is? Over 100 million users. Yeah, so it looks like filled with supreme thanks is on its way. Okay, so this is going to double as not only just the Saiyan Saga celebration, but also as like a user celebration as well. 100 million user celebration. Earth's fate hinges on something. I couldn't read it. Yeah, they are playing Chala Head Chala there. Okay. All right, so we have Tien. We have the Cybermen killing Yamcha. You know, if they were gonna do a Saiyan Saga April Fools leading into like a Saiyan Saga celebration, they could have also done like an April Fool's Yamcha card that like has a legendary finish, but it's like when he dies, he gets legendary finished every time he dies or something from like a Cyberman. That could have been funny as well. All right, Krillin obviously takes out the Cybermen with the Destructor Disc. We have Nappa, and then I assume it's just going to be Goku, Kaioken. Oh no, yeah, they have to show Gohan first. Makes sense. There's Goku, and there's Vegeta. Alrighty, Kaioken. Still have only one Kaioken Goku from the Saiyan Saga, by the way. That's the only one, the blue one. And then there's the Gallic Gun and Kamehameha Beam Clash, which we don't really have good representation for either. All right, Grade 8 time. Yep, here's the LF. And then, guess what? We actually don't have the Spirit Bomb in the game, which is what I'm going to talk about in a second here. So we have the Grade Ape animation there. Goku gets crushed by the Great Ape, and then they immediately go to Yajirobe, right? So they're going to go to Yajirobe. Let's see what they do after this. So Yajirobe's going to do that to Vegeta, even though he's supposed to be Great Ape. Yeah, so they don't actually show anything after this. Because if you guys remember how the Saiyan Saga went, Yajirobe cuts off Great Ape Vegeta's tail to make him de-transform back into just normal Vegeta, and then Goku does the Spirit Bomb. Except we don't have the Spirit Bomb in the game, right? So they don't have anything to reference that or show that here. So I think that actually could be a clue as to what we might expect during this celebration. I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I think the options are here. This is good art. This is like obviously one of the most iconic like standoffs in Dragon Ball. Probably the most iconic standoff in Dragon Ball is Saiyan Saga, Goku, and Vegeta. They do not have them doing like the iconic stances. How many times have they like redone this exact thing? Like the end of Super is this exact scene too as well. Okay, so Saiyan Saga Z is coming. I believe this is starting this week, Wednesday. I think it's going to be the 10th? Yeah, the 10th is when it's going to start officially. Okay, so Saiyan Saga. We have not had a Saiyan Saga episode campaign yet, so it makes sense that they would do this. I do really like the Saiyan Saga. I think it's one of the best sagas, honestly. But even as a Saiyan Saga lover, I have to admit that the Saiyan Saga is not that big. There are basically 3 main fights in the entire Saiyan Saga. There's Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz, which we kind of already got with the April Fool's Raditz. There is like the slew of Z fighters versus Nappa. Right? We have like, well, Yamcha doesn't even get to fight Nappa because he dies to Cyberman. We have Tien and Chaozu, Piccolo and Gohan, all fighting against Nappa, and then of course Goku comes in to finish him off. And then we have Goku versus Vegeta. So those are the 3 fights that happen in the Saiyan Saga. So there's not like it's not like the Cell Saga where we actually have like 15 fights we could potentially talk about getting characters from. There's literally 3 different fights in the Saiyan Saga. So we'll quickly go through what I think are some of the options we could see. I think there's like 3 or 4 really good options here. So we'll have to see what they end up doing here. But so the first character that I'm going to mention here, and I think it's actually in this card art. Hello? I think it's actually in here if I can get the card art pulled up. Yeah, here we go. Goku and Piccolo from the Raditz fight. We technically have this in the game already. This Piccolo, the really, really old yellow transforming Saiyan Saga Piccolo, I mean, the LF is Goku sort of coming in and like holding the enemy while Piccolo's special beam cannon's the enemy. But this is not like we could very easily get a new version of this Piccolo, and the new version of the Piccolo would be a tag Goku and Piccolo character for this, which would be pretty cool. I would definitely like to see that. Goku and Piccolo definitely do a lot of pretty interesting techniques and mechanics throughout this fight. Like Goku does the bending Kamehameha. We have a bunch of different scenes they could very easily reenact. So like I'm just imagining like the blue card of this character. If you guys remember, I think it was the start of the fight where they're both running towards Raditz. You have like Goku running in front of Piccolo and then Piccolo runs in front of Goku. That could very easily be like the beginning of the blue card animation for this character. There's a lot of good shots they could take and a lot of good scenes they could take and like attacks they could take from this character to make into a very, very good tag unit here. So that could be interesting to see. So that's one character. I don't think they would give us a new Raditz because they literally just gave us this free-to-play Raditz with all new animations. So if they were going to give us a summonable version of this character, they wouldn't have made this guy free-to-play. Okay. That's the first character. That sort of covers the Raditz fight. There's nothing really else we could get. I guess the only thing we could potentially talk about is maybe like a 1% sparking Kid Gohan that is in like the outfit that he gets, the outfit that he's in when Raditz kidnaps him. Right, so like the outfit where he has like the Dragon Ball on his hat, and then obviously there's the scene where Gohan headbutts Raditz. We actually don't have that in the game at all. There is no Gohan that has that ability, right? The only Saiyan Saga Gohans we have are Gohan from the Nappa fight, right? This Gohan here, this one over here, and then this one over here. These are all from the Nappa fight. We don't actually have a Gohan from the Raditz fight, which is, I think it's pretty significant because he kind of weakens Raditz to the point where Goku can like kind of sneak up behind him and grab his tail and stuff like that, right? So like Gohan actually plays a significant role in the fight against Raditz. So if they do give us like an LF tag Goku and Piccolo from the Raditz fight, I could very easily see a 1% sparking Kid Gohan from this fight be on the banner as well. Okay, so that's the Raditz fight. Next we have the Z Fighter Standoff versus Nappa. I'm gonna hold off on talking about Nappa for now, but in terms of like the Z fighters, so I think not having like any Tien, I mean, yeah, we have like this Tien here. I'm actually kind of surprised this Tien is from the Saiyan Saga. Huh, okay, didn't even know that. Like just the EX and this Hero Tien are the only Tiens we have from the Saiyan Saga. Like Tien from the Saiyan Saga, like that's like one of the coolest attacks in Dragon Ball is his Kikoho versus Nappa. Right, when like Chaozu blows himself up and then Tien goes like enraged against Nappa, that's a really good looking sequence. So I don't know if we would get like an LF of that. That sounds to me like we would be more like a 1% sparking character. But I still think we could definitely use some more representation for Tien from the Saiyan Saga. So we could kind of talk about, where is that? This Gohan over here. I was going to mention this. We could kind of get like an updated version of this potentially. I'm not talking about this Gohan, but more so the Piccolo from this. Could we? Because this character, what this character is it's Gohan from the Nappa fight, and then his revive is Piccolo like jumps in front of him, takes the hit, and then dies, and then this Gohan revives here. I guess it's kind of fine as it is, right? Piccolo doesn't really do a ton in this fight against Nappa. He kind of just takes the bullet for Gohan and then Gohan becomes enraged, is what his role was in that Nappa standoff. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Gohan, I don't know if we need a new Gohan for this. Honestly, the Z fighter that deserves the most representation from the Nappa fight, I think, is actually Tien. I think it's Tien. And then let's go back to Nappa real quick. The thing I would say about Nappa is I could see them doing potentially a similar thing that they did with Pikkon and Gogeta, where it starts out as Nappa and then he revives into Vegeta, and the revive animation is Vegeta killing Nappa. I could see that happening if they want to give more representation to Nappa. Right, because Vegeta, we already have the Grade 8 Vegeta here, Now, the interesting thing about Vegeta is we don't have an LF of his Gallic gun that he does from the Saiyan Saga, because obviously the LF for this is the Great Ape. I feel like we need that. That Gallic gun, that's like the first real like big boy beam struggle in the entire franchise, is Goku's Kaioken Kamehameha versus Vegeta's Gallic gun from the Saiyan Saga. So what they could do actually is they could give us a Nappa that revives into Vegeta, and then the Vegeta's LF could be the Gallic gun. I could definitely see that happening. That'd be a really nice addition, I think, just to the game in general. So we have that. We have the potential Goku and Piccolo tag character versus Raditz. I think a 1% sparking Gohan from the Raditz fight could work. I think a 1% sparking Tien from the fight against Nappa could work on the like if they were going to go down the path of like the Nappa fight. And then we get to the fight against Vegeta. I don't really think we need to talk about this a ton. I think you guys probably know what types of characters we could get from that fight. I already mentioned Vegeta. What I think we could see in terms of a Goku, I think there's definitely an empty hole for the Kaioken, right? We have this Goku. This is the only Kaioken Goku from the Saiyan Saga that exists in the game. This is the only one. This guy, I'm trying to, did he come out? I think he came out New Year's of 2018 going into 2019. So we're talking, we're talking like 5.5 years ago is when this Goku came out. We definitely could use a new version of that, of just, you know, Kaioken Goku in general from the Saiyan Saga. And what I think they could do with this Kaioken Goku is they could go down two paths. The first thing they could do is they could do an LF where it's the Kaioken Kamehameha. I think that's probably the most likely outcome just because that's his most iconic attack, obviously. And then the other thing they could do, which I briefly talked about as we watched this, again, they go through the entire Saiyan Saga here using animations that already exist in the game, but they stopped with Yajirobe cutting off Vegeta's tail, which is obviously not how the Saiyan Saga ended. We had the Spirit Bomb after this, so we don't have representation for the Spirit Bomb at all in the game. So I think it's pretty likely also that we could see a potential some kind of version of Goku doing the one-handed Spirit Bomb versus Vegeta, and obviously that would include Gohan and Krillin somewhere, because when Goku throws the Spirit Bomb, Gohan reflects it, and then Krillin also. Oh no, actually technically what happens is Goku gives the Spirit Bomb to Krillin because he's too weak to throw the Spirit Bomb. Krillin throws the Spirit Bomb at Vegeta. Vegeta dodges the Spirit Bomb, and then Gohan sort of like knocks it into Vegeta. So it would kind of be a combination card of Goku, Krillin, and Gohan, but I don't know how they would word it. I don't think they would. It would kind of be like Bergamo. You know how when like Bergamo does his ultimate, Lavender and Basil are in the ultimate technically, but they're not part of the unit. I think that would probably be similar to what happens with this Goku. It would just be like a Kaioken Goku LF character, but his LF would be, you know, having like Krillin throw the Spirit Bomb and Gohan knocks it into the opponent or something. That's what I'm thinking. So we have a potential Goku and Piccolo tag character from the Raditz fight. We have a Nappa who can revive into Vegeta. And then we have some kind of like Kaioken Goku / Spirit Bomb Goku versus Vegeta. And then 1% sparking Tien could be a thing. And then 1% sparking Gohan from the Raditz fight could be a thing as well. I don't know of any other potential options. I'm sure there are a few minor ones, but those three are like the major ones that I can think of right now. There's probably different versions of Vegeta they could do. If they wanted to give us a new Nappa, I guess they could do it, but I think weaving Nappa and Vegeta together into one character makes the most sense to me, especially now that they've established that they are comfortable doing like characters who revive into other characters. So Pikkon revives into Super Gogeta. Nappa revives into Vegeta. And this could be funny too, because like it would be a revive, but it would be Vegeta just simply killing him. So actually, now that I think about it, like that's probably my most wanted character from the Saiyan Saga. I guess if I had to pick like which one I'm looking forward to the most, it would be a Nappa who revives into Vegeta. That could be cool. So anyway, that's what I'm sort of thinking for the Saiyan Saga here. Let me know down below if there's any other characters you guys would want to see added from the Saiyan Saga, but I think that sort of covers most of it because again, Saiyan Saga is not that long. There's only 3 main fights, and I could see like you know, 1 or 2 major characters coming out from each of those fights. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.